Hi everyone, Jenn DuBell here today for Graphic 45. And today I am excited to share with you my very first project for the 2022-2023 brand ambassador term. And today I will be showing you a quick walkthrough of what I've done. So today I've chosen to use the Wild and Free collection. And on the blog post, I have shared with you pictures of each one of the pages in my album. I will first show you what I've used. Our project this month was hashtag G45 expression. And what that is creating a project that is a reflection of us as artists. So favorite medium, favorite paper, favorite color palette, those types of things. And for me, last term I did an ocean themed album, and that's because I am a huge lover of the ocean. And then when this Graphic 45 Wild and Free paper collection came out, I absolutely knew that I wanted to do a album to showcase pictures of my grandchildren at the zoo, because it just reminds me of all the fun animals at the zoo and having fun with my grandchildren there. So that's what I've done. I love the Wild and Free collection. It's a very soft, natural palette, and that's another thing that I gravitate towards. So everything that I've used here, I have used the Ephemera assortment. Now, this is a quick organizing tip for you too. I buy these plastic picture holders, and you can get these at the big box craft stores, and a lot of times they come in a case and you can fill them up. They have like 20 of them in there, and I will just cut down my paper insert that shows all of them and place that in there. And then what I don't use, I place in here along with any fussy cuts I have left over. And then I can just go to that case if I'm working with this collection, grab it out, and I have them there. So that's just a quick tip for you. I've also used the journaling ephemera cards. I've used the gorgeous trim, the classic ivory and natural linen. I've used this kind of vertical, I'm not quite sure what you'd call that, kind of a V-shaped on there. It's very pretty. I have used all of these. This is what I have left, so I have it bound together here with a paper clip. I've used a lot of the 8x8 collection paper. I've used some of the 12x12 and the stickers that come with the collection pack. And I have also used quite a few from the 12x12 patterns and solids. So let me just put this away. This is I'm going to show you how to make the pages in the album here in just a moment. So I'm just going to leave that there. So this is my album. This is a 5.5 by 8 album, and it has a 2.5-inch spine, a nice wide spine. And for this, I have added a shaker box embellishment, and I just went through my nifty stash of shaker bits and made my own little selection and made a set of them that matched really well with the papers. And underneath of the shaker box, I've added one of the ephemera journaling cards, excuse me. Some of the ephemera assortment is on here, some fussy cuts, some flowers from my stash, and leaves that I happen to have that were just like these, but they are silk. I've done a wrapped chipboard piece in the blue patterns and solids underneath here that has a 1/2 inch all the way around. And then I've made a cover for my shaker box using the green patterns and solids. The background papers, so for my cover, my spine, and my back, I've used a jade green cardstock from my stash, and those measurements are for you on the my blog post on what these are. These are some of the border strips. And then this background paper here is from the 8-inch collection papers, and it is the B side of All Creatures Great and Small. And then this part here is the A side of All Creatures Great and Small, and I just cut a piece of the stamp set that would fit and place that on my spine. Now on the back, I took some of the Graphic 45 chipboard, which I did not show you, but I did use Graphic 45's craft chipboard sheets for both making the album as well as some of these embellishments that I made. This is a small frame with one of the journaling cards behind it, And I've covered that in the green Patterns and Solids paper. Added some fun little fussy cuts there, a little giraffe, a little monkey. And then on my spine here, I added a bow using that gorgeous trim and a quick, fun homemade charm. I used to be a beader, jewelry maker, so I have a lot of really nice gemstone and pearl beads in my stash, and I like to use those on my albums. They're just really fun, and those ones really coordinated well with my album. So let's dive in and see what's on the inside here. Just do a quick run through with you. So when you open my album, we are going to have a front and back pocket. These are going to mimic each other. So we have the back and the front both have 3-inch pockets. Let me just make sure I'm giving you the right direction or in dimension here. So this is a 3-inch pocket, and I've used the blue giraffe print from the Patterns and Solids. This is, again, some of the cut aparts from the paper. This is a sticker here, and then I have a couple of, this album has several inserts. So this is backed with the brown leaf Patterns and Solids paper at 4 1/4 by 6 1/4, which is perfect to place a 4x6 photo on the back. And then I've put one of the journaling card flip sides on here so that you can do some journaling. These smaller ones are a landscape style flip up card. And these were created using a heavy weight ivory cardstock, and they are 4 1/2 by 3 1/2. And then they are matted in blue. This one is matted in blue and then has a journaling card. And one of my favorite things about Graphic 45's journaling and ephemera card packs is that you get 2 of each of the styles that are in there. And what that gives you is both a front and a back side. So if you use them both, I love creating these cards where I can put the front as a cover, and then on the inside, I can use the flip side of it. I will also tell you that all of my designer, the Wild and Free papers in the collection, I've used walnut stain distress ink on my edges as optional. So for this next page, this is a 3/4 inch page, and I explain that also in my post. And then I have added these little photo mats that are 3 1/4 by 6 1/2. And then I've taken one of the cut aparts and just added glue just around the outer edge there and on the bottom, so that this slid in very nicely. This one here is just a photo mat. And then for the first page here, we have a background with a belly band that holds this fun little card. Again, one of those journaling cards that I've used the front for the cover and the back for the inside. Now, these next sets of pages are done in spreads. So the idea here is that I've taken on a lot of these, it's the flip side of the paper. So you can do it that way, or I'm pretty sure this one I used the green Patterns and Solids. And then I've used the stamp set, the coordinating Wild and Free stamp set, to stamp the corners of each of these in a brown ink. All of these photo mats are 4 1/4 by 6 1/4, and they all have a stamped image, and they are rounded at the corners. And so this piece here is adhered down, and then this piece is only adhered up here, down the side, and across the bottom, which makes that fun little tuck spot. And you could make these a little bigger if you wanted them larger. I wanted them perfectly sized for a 4x6 picture. Here we have another one of those sets, again with the photo mats and the sides that coordinate. Here we have this beautiful leaf pattern and that blue giraffe from the Patterns and Solids. Here we have the brown giraffe, 2 more of those cards. And here. And then that final page mimics the front. So we have our belly band, a blue background, and again, the journaling card with the front as the cover and the back as the inside. And this one mimics the front as well. Another one of the smaller journaling cards, a cut apart from the paper collection. Again, down here on the pocket. This mimics the front, just like the front. We have the back of a journaling card here, and one of those landscaped flip open cards here. So that is the inside of my album. I will also tell you that the album itself was created in what's called a lay flat method, and it's all handmade, and that was done using craft cardstock wrapped over the Graphic 45 chipboards. The page system on the inside is called Stack the Deck, and so for that you need 3 pieces of paper, and I want to show you this really quick because it's really hard to explain from a picture. So what you want to do is you want to cut one of these pages at 12 inches by 8 inches. Then you want to go down 1/2 inch for every page. So if you wanted more pages and you had a larger spine to house them, you could do that just as well. You just need to make sure that each one is 1/2 inch smaller. So this one is 11.5 by 8, and then we have 11 by 8. And as you can see, they're all 1/2 inch smaller. So starting with the 12 by 8, you're going to want to score this at 5 1/4 and 6 3/4. Okay, that's our first one. The second one is scored at 5 1/4 and 6 1/4. And finally, the last one is scored at 5 1/4 and 5 3/4. Okay, then just lay those on your scoreboard. Put the biggest one with the larger opening on the side, on the bottom. And then you just want to lay these out. And you can see that when these are adhered together, each page, excuse me, I'm kind of losing my voice this morning. Each page will have 1/4 inch on either side on the outer pages. And then this middle piece, you will have 1/2 inch of space. Now, you could add something to this if you wanted to, or my purpose for having that 1/2 inch in the middle is if I wanted to add, say, waterfalls or heavier thickness of items, I'm able to do that because I have all that excess space and it doesn't obstruct my album opening and closing. So for this, the easiest way to do this is to lay the one down that is the 12 by 8 scored. And I'm just going to show you really quick how I do this. You can also use score tape for this. I am just using glue. And we just want to, I got too much there. We just want to put glue right down the middle of that, because remember, our next one is not as wide. So leave 1/4 inch of space on the outside of where you're putting your glue. Bring in the one with the 1 inch in the middle. And as you can see, if we line this up at the 5 1/2 and the 6 1/2, you should have exactly 1/4 inch on either side. Let me just make sure. Yes. And then just fold it over and burnish your pages both ways. You want to burnish both sides. Okay. Then you want to do the same thing for this one. So we're going to have 1/2 inch. So we want to just go down that 1/2 inch of the middle with the glue. And we're going to line this up again, leaving 1/4 inch of space. So that's right around the 5 3/4 and the 6 1/4. Okay. I'm going to fold that back over, burnish that down. And then we're going to do the same on this side. And you kind of want to hold the middle of this down when you're turning it, or your glue will try to give on you, as it's doing to me. All right, so now what you have is this neat little booklet. I'm going to go ahead and turn my back part and my front part. Just want to make sure all those score lines are nice and burnished. So you got a nice even, see? Hopefully you can see that in the camera. This gives you this nice little booklet. And then for the rest of it, to add this to the book, what's done here is you just add either glue or score tape. I used score tape on mine. Down this 1.5 inch spine, and that goes inside of your book, leaving a 1/4 inch on either side. Now this is done after the 3/4 inch pages are added, and, or excuse me, 3/4 pages. These have, which is explained in my tutorial, these have a 1/2 inch hinge, and one will go in here, and one will go here, and those are lined up right at that score line of your spine. And then once those are in, as you can see, this is our book mechanism, goes right over the top of those 2 1/2 inch, and it'll be right in the middle of your book. So that is how to make those fun stack the deck pages on the inside. So that's what I have for you. I hope that you have a wonderful day. Happy paper crafting, and I look forward to more projects throughout the year to show you.